What's going on, guys? It's Huckleberry here, and today we've got a little river fishing video for you guys. As of yet, I don't know if we're going to catch. That's what you guys are going to have to stay here to see. But I'm going to show you guys what I'm using real quick. Which, before I do that, how y'all like my new hoodie? A little Mad Catz hoodie. I'm not sponsored or nothing. I don't know if they're going to hit me with nothing by mentioning their thing, but real cool design on this hoodie. I really like it. Just bought it. It's brand new. Love it, man. But today, we've only got 2 rods, and the bait of choice is going to be shad. And if you guys didn't notice, it's pretty foggy back here. But if you think it's bad there, look at that. You guys on the phone are actually seeing better than my eyes can. What in the world? Dude, the tree line there ain't nearly as visible in real life as it is in the camera. That's crazy. Dude, these iPhone cameras must be pretty good. But dude, it is just foggy all the way. I can't see for about, you see where my finger is right around here? I can't see past that hardly. I know it's hard to tell because of the camera, because for some reason it's a lot more visible through the iPhone camera, but I cannot see that far. But we're gonna make an attempt to get this done anyway. I'm gonna cut up this shad. I'm gonna get us a little piece on the camo rod and get that casted out. Then I'm gonna show you guys the setup I'm using by pretty much showing you how I do it, showing you how I make my setup. I got a big hit on this setup last time. I've only ever used this setup once before. Last time I did, which I'm sorry I didn't film for you guys that day. The last time I did use this setup, I got a pretty big hit, but I had too big of a piece of bait, so I didn't wind up getting to hook the fish. But we're gonna try to get these rods casted out. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm using. I'm gonna show you guys the rig and everything, and let's get this started. Look at that, y'all. Shad popsicle, man. The way I'm just gonna do it, I'm gonna cut it up in some chunks, about from here to here, about that big, and slice them in half. That's about perfect size. And with how big this shad is, I mean, that should be plenty of bait. So if I wind up having fish stealing my bait, you know, I'm gonna be able to just keep rebaiting and rebaiting for a good little bit. All right, guys, camel rod is casted out. I got the clicker on. This is just a little cheap one I got from Walmart, about 80 bucks, not bad. I'm gonna get this guy rigged up for catfish in a second. So if you look at it, little bitty hook, little bitty weights. This rod is set up for carp, bluegill, channel cats, whatever is really small enough to bite on there. Got part of the shad cut up now. If you can see there, it actually has eggs. This shad actually was caught with eggs, didn't spawn, unfortunately, but the shad population is good. Don't quite need to, you know, let every single one spawn. It's not an endangered fish. It's pretty common, so it's not going to hurt the population to catch a few that have some eggs. In terms of hooks, this is what I'm using. I forgot what aught hook it is, but it is a circle hook. I got it from the Mad Catz store. Real nice quality hook. If you look at it, real thick, really sharp. You do not want to get poked by that sucker. Like usual, I like using these 3-ounce weights. This is usually what I use. They work really well. You know, they're cheap at Walmart. They work pretty well, so this is what I usually like to use about 90% of the time. And just to keep them from going too far down, of course, I got these little things. I guess these little fluorescent balls are meant to mimic. Whoa. Like I was saying before that cardinal fight interrupted me, I guess these things are meant to mimic kind of fish eggs, like salmon eggs or something. Kind of add a little bit of a visual to it, and they keep my weights from sliding down where I don't want them to be. Something else we had. Well, it looks like I don't have them here. I think my buddy has them. There's these little shakers that I put on my... It's these little shakers I put on my rod. But they don't seem to be in here. I got them on the camo rod. I wanted to put them on the spinning rod, but I'm not seeing them. So I guess we actually left them in my buddy's toolbox. So I'm gonna get this thing set up, show you guys the setup I like using. I'll kind of show you guys how the shaker's supposed to be put on there. I'll tell you guys how it's supposed to be put on there, since I don't got the shakers with me, not really gonna be able to show you guys the full setup. But I'll tell you guys where the shaker goes, so you guys can kind of get an understanding of it. But without further ado, let's get this set up and wait for a bite. All right, guys, this is the setup. Got the weight kind of free. The weight's free. It can slide up and down all at once. What's stopping it from going too far, like I said, is a little red bead. And we got a little bit of a leader, I guess you could call it. The hook, and you got the bait on there. On this leader would be the shaker. That shaker would be right there, rattling, making a bunch of noise, and it'd be able to slide up and down between the hook and the ball pretty freely. All right, so we're gonna get this thing casted out. I got the camo rod casted out more that way, so I'm gonna cast this one out more this way, around middle to right. Beautiful. The way it's set up, there's a clicker on this one. I'm considering bringing down the drag on this. Matter of fact, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so the drag's real loose on that now. So if a fish takes it up, picks it up, starts swimming with it, it's gonna start just kind of going. I'm gonna hear both of these if they get bit. So I'm gonna sit here, relax. I'm gonna sit here, relax, warm up a bit, and hopefully here in a minute, we'll get a fish biting. And this, guys, is why you always keep extra hooks and extra weights on you. Had this casted out in this area over here, and man, it got all caught up over there. It got hung and everything broke off. I'm gonna pull this up, recast it. I've had these casted out for about an hour. I check them about every hour or so. About every hour, an hour and a half. I'm gonna get this one pulled up and recasted. I'm gonna have this one redone. And I'll come back to you guys either when I recast or if I catch a fish. You know, the way I think the catfish are gonna be biting here, I think they're gonna be biting more from 11 to, scratch that. I think it's gonna be more from 12 to 3 o'clock is when the bite's really gonna start going. It doesn't hurt to have your lines out more. Like right there, just had a swirl. All around here, there's been some swirls. But the fish ain't really been biting yet. What I think the strategy is, because it's November, it's cold out, it's been in the 40s in the morning, it's more getting closer to the 50s. It's more in the 50s right now because it's been warming up. I think the strat is to let it warm up a lot. The warmer it gets, the more likely they are to hit, I think, just because they'll get plenty more active. They'll get a little less sluggish because it's warmer. But I tell you what, guys, if you go to a fishing spot, do not litter. Way out there, middle of the river. I can't tell what it is. I cannot tell what that is. Like, at all. Cannot tell what it is. Looks like maybe some type of a plastic bag or box. But it's just out there floating in the river. Guys, when you're out here in these fishing spots, and when you're out here just enjoying nature in general, do not litter. Please don't litter, and if you can, come out here with plastic bags. and pick up whatever trash you see, man. I mean, these wild spots, they're absolutely beautiful, and we need to keep them brimming with life if we can. And it is absolutely just heartbreaking looking out and seeing these places filled with trash like this. Guys, don't let our waterways and don't let our forests and our prairies be just absolutely overrun by trash. Pick up all the trash you see, and if you bring stuff that could trash an area, if you bring stuff that could leave trash in an area, please pick it up. Please have a bag or something to put it in where you can take it home and dispose of it. Don't leave trash laying around. We need to keep our waterways and our woods. We need to keep the woods and the waterways clean. We do not want them to be dirty. We don't want them to be all terrible like this. Please keep them right, guys. Please do not have our waterways looking like this, man. I mean, as a fisherman and an outdoorsman, I hate seeing the woods and the waterways filled with trash. Let's do better, guys. Let's pick up the trash. Let's not litter. Let's keep these waterways and these woods teeming with life and plenty clean for as long as we can. God gifted us with these waterways and these woods. He gifted us with nature. Don't let nature be overrun with our plastic or with our terrible things. That's just gonna kill it. Fish are definitely warming up. They're definitely getting more active. We might see a bite soon. But what I might just do is just go ahead and switch out the head of that shad. Because as cool as it would be to get a really big fish on there, I gotta be more realistic. Probably not gonna get anything on it. Last time I had a big bait like that on there, something hit it, but it only got the meaty part. It didn't get the entire bait. It only got about half of it and didn't get hooked. Even though the way I set the hook, it would have been a really good hook set, especially with these circle hooks. But man, it just couldn't take it because it was such a big bait. So I'm probably gonna come back here and put a smaller piece of bait on here, recast it, and I'll probably get back to you guys if there's anything I want to say. If I have to, or if there's something happen, I'll let you guys know. We'll see. Look at this, guys. I dropped the shad head right there. There's a crawfish. I can only see one. There might be another one on the other side of it. I can't tell. There's a crawfish right there. Eating on it. Look at that. A pretty decent sized crawfish. Oh, there's two of them. Look at that. The crawfish are just tearing that sucker up. Well, if we don't get a fish here, we can at least say we left some crawfish happy. Them boys are tearing that head up. I mean, goodness, y'all. It's about 10:45 or so. Still no bites. I have until 1 o'clock to be out here. Around 1 o'clock, I have to pack up. That's not to say I'm not going to leave before 1. It all depends on just how much I need to eat. Because I have not eaten today. I've only had like energy drinks. I've only had a couple energy drinks to get me through the day. All I really have in me is some sugar and some caffeine. So, pretty soon we're gonna see whether curfew brings me in, whether my curfew for the day ends the day, or whether hunger gets the best of me and I need to pack up and go eat. Well, guys, as you can probably tell, I am no longer at the river. I went home, just sat out here relaxing. I didn't catch a thing. They wasn't biting, didn't even give me a hit. There's just, the only signs of life were those crawfish and some shad that were jumping. So No fish, but at least I'm home, out in the cold, enjoying myself and relaxing. I hope you guys did like the video. If you did, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Please help support the channel so that I can bring more uploads to you in the future. God bless you all. Love you. Peace.